the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it, let's go. Yeah, let's go, let's get it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, yeah, come on, let's do it. Nothing better than kicking it with Auntie Leah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Leah is in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it. Come on in. Come on in now. So Auntie Leah can do a thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to Kicking It with Auntie Leah. I'm so glad that you guys decided to stop in tonight and kick it with me while we talk about this young man that tragically lost his life, um, Deandre Joshua. Again, we are at it again, but tonight will not be a, a happy live. It's going to be a heavy live. But these stories that we are delving into need to be told. They need to be talked about. Ferguson needs to be talked about. Ferguson needs to be remembered. Matter of fact, we still should be outraged in what happened in Ferguson. Unfortunately, this young man passed away exactly like Darren Seals passed away. I'm not sure if it was a cover up, if it was a copycat killer. We don't know 100% sure. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about it. So I just want to thank you for coming back, kicking it with me, encouraging one another, offering your wisdom, your insight, or whatever, so we can learn about these things together. Because what happened in Ferguson should have never happened, and there were so many people that passed away tragically due to murking and cover-ups that I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't paying attention to it back then. I had young children. I was consumed. But now that my children are older and I'm going back to look at this stuff, and I'm looking at the Black Lives Matter movement, which really wasn't a movement. It was a money grab. It was a political grab. It was a cover-up. And just like Darren Seals says, in my opinion, they hijacked the Ferguson movement. They came to capitalize off of Mike Brown's death. So unfortunately, again tonight, we are going to talk about this again tonight. It's okay. It's okay. You know, YouTube is on my behind. They don't like what I'm talking about. Oh well, I'm not making money off of what I'm talking about. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not ready to hop on the hottest topic just to make $1. The things that I talk about need to be talked about. They need voices. They need to be solved. It still should be an outrage about these young men. And hopefully Jay Mizak, he'll join us soon. I did talk to nephew, and he's doing well. He's back on track. Everybody just pray for us, right? Just pray for us. Like I said, I'm not making money at all doing this, but it's okay. It's okay. I appreciate my members. I really do. I thank you, and I appreciate the ones that were able to send super chats. Every little bit help. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can please like the live, if you can please share the live, we're going to get right into the video. We're going to be stopping and giving commentary. Please post your comments. Please give your thoughts, and please offer prayers to the families of these fallen Black men and women. Period. So let's get right into the video, guys. So go ahead, and I'm going to put the video up, and we're going to get right into it. Without further ado, we will get right into it. So, I am sharing the wrong screen, but that's okay. Auntie's going to fix it. I am going to fix it here. Give me a moment. Always doing something. Share the right screen, Auntie. Share the right screen.
Police continue to look into the death of 20-year-old Deandre Joshua, found dead Monday night in a car near the scene of rioting in Ferguson. His death ruled a homicide. Not clear whether it was related to the unrest over the grand jury verdict.
November 25th.
Yeah.
That was that they made the Mike Brown grand jury decision.
Yeah.
They had all them riots and shit out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was about. That's my boy Day.
So your boy who, Deandre?
Yeah, my twin. Rest in peace to Money Sight, you know what I'm saying? Be feeling funny though. But every day, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie, cause I straight spaz out. Like around the moments, bro, like I turn into this beast, bro. Like, and I have to like bite on my teeth, like grin on my teeth, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But yeah, like that shit fucked up. That fucked up a whole atmosphere around me.
Do you think in any way that it's connected to the Mike Brown decision? Like, you think it was a result of that?
Man,
result of that Mike?
To be honest, bro, whoever played that part, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got away with murder. No cap, like, and I smile because, you know what I'm saying? The shit is like, it's so confusing. You don't even know how to react to the shit, bro. So I put my grin on, and my grin just is.
Like you said, you don't know. It could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
It could be somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
KKK members retaliating for the
Yeah.
You know, they was on some bullshit during that
But
time.
back though, shit been going on.
Oh,
Lately.
yeah.
Rest in peace to Dre. You know what I'm saying?
I
Look,
did
bro
too.
said that shit in his rap.
I had to
My
talk
boy
to a lot
K.
of St. Louis people, man. All they keep saying is back doing, man.
Yeah, that back door shit, that shit real. You know what I'm saying? That shit real.
And Save Me was a tribute basically to your brother.
Yeah, yeah. That was for bruh. Had to let the world, like, everybody, you know what I'm saying, wanted to know how I was coping with this shit, how I was dealing with it. So that was my first time really letting the streets to feel the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put the song out, and I straight cried right in that motherfucker, bro. Oh God, that I feel like that's why it's so like a motherfucker feel it to the heart. You know what I'm saying? Cause I straight had to put blood, sweat, and tears in that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as it took me 3 days to make this shit, and it ain't never took me that long to, you know what I'm saying, make no rap. But as I was going along, bro, the tears was falling, but I was smiling. So I felt the energy, you know what I'm saying, to be like, yeah, that third probably gonna be that thing. But yeah, that was for brother.
That Flat Fell, you say you wish you would have died. You died with him, man. So I guess how are you coping with it, man?
I mean, to be honest, bro, like, I did die with him, bro, and our real life dressed us alike just to see what I look like in a casket. You know what I'm saying? I always had a vision of us being in a casket. Like, when I was little, I used to have dreams about one of us in a casket, but, you know what I'm saying? So when it came to reality, I just made that dream come out my head. So that's really why I be saying that I wish I would have died too, because it hurt me to the core to where, like, I feel like I'm empty, you know what I'm saying? So
You lost a part of you.
yeah. It's now birthday is like a gift and a curse now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it is.
Celebrating, goddamn, you reminiscing.
Well, so far the last couple of years, I ain't even been. I shut down, you know what I'm saying? Like, no grade.
Okay, so real quick, this is DeAndre's brother, his twin brother. His name is Dante. So I want everybody to pray for him. I know it's been a long time since this happened, but this was his twin brother. So this pain is not going to ever go away. I mean, they were conceived together. They grew in the womb together. They were born into this world together. And somebody needs to tell Dante, if he's listening, you gifted, because God showed you from a small child that this was going to happen. He was trying to warn you of what was to come in an effort to basically prepare you for this tragedy. And I know that nothing can really can compare or repair prepare. Sorry guys, you guys know Auntie got a speech impediment. It's okay. I am who I am. Don't care. Anyway, that you're gifted. You're gifted. You knew. You saw it. You saw it. You didn't know which one it was going to be, but just to let you know, if you're the one that receives, you know, that is receiving the vision, most likely it's not you, it is the other. So I want to pray for you, and I'm just so sorry that you lost your other half, because you guys have the identical DNA. You guys are identical twins. So I know that you're going to carry this with you for the rest of your life, but just know that he still is with you, Dante, and God bless you, and we'll be praying for you. So let's get back to it. So I think that Maria Chappell Nadal was either a mayor, she was a politician in Ferguson, Missouri. And you guys know my memory is not the best, but I do know she's in politics. So even she recognized that there is a murderer targeting activists in Ferguson. And even though Deandre Joshua was not an actual activist, he actually was murked on the day or the night that the grand jury decided not to indict Michael Brown's killer, the police officer, Darren Wilson. So let's get back into it. She says, thank you. It is now not coincidental. There is a murderer targeting activists from Ferguson. And that is facts. Hey, Margie.
Welcome back, my beautiful people. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for standing with truth and for standing with every family whose pain was ignored. This is not just entertainment. This is a battle for memory, a fight for justice, and a refusal to let these names fade into silence. Today we come back stronger. Today we come back louder. And today we carry the fire of our ancestors as we expose what others tried to bury. Let's get into it.
This for Ferguson. This for everybody they tried to bury. Let's go. Dre don't die. He lived through us. Dre don't die. We turning up. Dre don't die. They ain't stopping us. We gon' ride for Dre. Yeah, we out here thugging. Dre don't die. He lived through us. Dre don't die. Dre don't die. And turning up. Dre don't die. Dre don't die. They ain't stopping us. And we gon' ride for Dre. Yeah, we out here thugging. Dre don't die. Dre don't die. He lived through us. Dre don't die. Dre don't die. Ain't breaking us. Dre don't die. Dre don't die. We still stand tough. Say his name loud. Yeah, that's real love. They tried to burn the car, but the memory lit. We don't fall, we don't run, we don't cap, we don't quit. From the loot to the boot, yeah, we carry that flame. When I scream long live Dre, everybody do the same. He was young, had dream with a heart too big. Ain't a soul in the city saying Dre weren't legit. Hey, I ain't break the block, they ain't break his twin. Twin screaming Dre name again and again. Yeah, I'm turned like Boosie on Wipe Me Down. Real ones in the back still holding their ground. When it just to talk slick, we be talking back loud. We the storm, we the truth, we the voice, we the power. Dre don't die, he lived through us. Dre don't die, Dre don't die. We turn it up. Dre don't die,
Hey,
Dre
hey,
don't
where's
die.
that?
Ain't stopping nothing, we gon' ride for Dre. Yeah, we out here thugging. Dre don't die, Dre don't die. He lived through us. Dre don't die, Dre don't die. It ain't breaking us. Dre don't die, Dre don't die. We still stand tough, say his name loud. Yeah, that's real love. I'm talking bounce, shake something, turn up the beat. Let the block feel Dre when it move through the street. They ain't silence a thing, we just louder than ever. We united, we strong, we gon' ride together. say something. Turn up the beat. Let the block feel Dre when it move through the street.
Hey, said in the West.
On the night the
welcome.
grand jury refused to indict Officer Darren Wilson, Ferguson burned. The world saw flames dancing across television screens. Reporters rushed to capture the chaos. Helicopters hovered above smoke-filled streets. People shouted, cried, and screamed into the night.
About 8 shots, 9 shots. Let's go back. Back.
After a full and impartial and critical examination of all the evidence in the law and decide if that evidence supported the filing of any criminal charges against Darren Wilson. They accepted and completed this monumental responsibility in a conscientious and expeditious manner. It is important to note here and say again that they are the only people who have heard and examined every witness and every piece of evidence. They discussed and debated the evidence among themselves before arriving at their collective decision. After their exhaustive review of the evidence, the grand jury deliberated over 2 days, making their final decision. They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments. The physical and scientific evidence examined by the grand jury, combined with the witness statements supported and substantiated by that physical evidence, tells the accurate and tragic story of what happened. A very general synopsis of the testimony and the physical evidence presented to the grand jury follows. Please note that, as I have promised, the evidence presented to the grand jury, with some exceptions, and the testimony of the witnesses called to the grand jury will be released at the conclusion of this statement.
I'm going to stop it real quick because I call BS. I call BS with this whole grand jury verdict. I actually read that there was eyewitnesses in the shooting of Mike Brown. They began to get intimidated, threatened, and people started to pass away. People started to die, mysteriously die. So they testified that Mike Brown was running with no weapon. The deputy or police officer, Darren Wilson, shot at him. He got hit. He turned around, put his hands up, and he fired 5 to 6 more shots. As he was falling forward, the shots penetrated his skull twice. Now, after they got the eyewitnesses' statements, after things start happening, people start dying, people start getting threatened, they coerced the witnesses to change their story. And this is why the grand jury did not indict this police officer. This whole thing is nefarious. This whole thing is sick.
What did you say they stopped him for again?
They stopped him from walking in the middle of the street. Him and his friend Dorian were walking in the middle of the street. Mind you, though, right in the middle of the street, that's not jaywalking. Jaywalking is crossing the street when you're not at a crossing in America. But apparently, Darren Wilson told them to get out the street. They turned around and told the police officer, hey, look, we'll be at our destination in about a minute. Then we'll get out the street. And then Darren Wilson recognized, like right before this, and this it still doesn't mean that he should have died because of this. He was at the Quick Go, I believe, gas station. Mike Brown stole a box of cigarillos. Okay, we'll see that video. I think it was in the previous videos as well. You'll see the footage of him kind of pushing the owner. He had stole some cigarillos. But at that moment, Darren Wilson, which heard the description of the suspects on his radio, recognized, hey, these 2 men, they fit the description of the people who just stole, from this Quick Go. Not an armed robbery, they stole something, right? It still doesn't matter. He had no weapon, none whatsoever. He didn't have to die. if you felt like you couldn't handle this 18-year-old kid, call for backup and wait to approach. Why you shoot him from the inside of your vehicle, hit him in the hand. He starts running. You get out, you still firing. You're still firing. You hit him again. He turns around and you continue to pop. What? He doesn't have a weapon. And your excuse, and I believe in my opinion is a lie, that he started charging you. Why would an 18-year-old kid charge a police officer with a gun? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Not one bit. I do not believe that this 18-year-old kid started to charge a police officer when he was feet away from him. I'm like, wow, like he was like far. And he waits until he gets about 6 to 10 feet and supposedly he starts shooting because he's not stopping. The bullets are hitting, but he's not stopping. I don't believe that. I do believe that Mike Brown was, big because they said he was, very tall and, big and probably intimidating. Get back in your car, retreat. You're just going to fire and blast him away and leave him on the concrete to rot in the heat for 4 hours so the whole neighborhood can just watch his dead body for 4 hours? I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Let's get back to it. Liars.
At approximately 11:45 a.m. on Saturday, the 9th of August, Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson was dispatched to the Northwinds apartment complex for an emergency involving a 2-month-old infant having trouble breathing. At approximately 11:53, while still at the Northwinds call, Wilson heard a radio broadcast for a stealing in progress at a market on West Florissant. The broadcast also included a brief description of the suspect, a black male wearing a white t-shirt who took a box of Swisher cigars. Other officers were dispatched to that store. Officer Wilson remained with the mother and the infant until EMS arrived to transport them to the hospital. Officer Wilson then left Northwinds complex in his Ferguson police vehicle, a Chevy Tahoe SUV, and drove west on Canfield towards West Florissant. An additional description of the stealing suspect was broadcast about that time, wearing a red hat, yellow socks, khaki shorts, and he was with another male. As Officer Wilson was attending to his emergency call on Northwinds, Michael Brown and a companion were in the local convenience store on West Florissant. Michael Brown's activity in that store was recorded by the store security cameras. The video, often played following its release in August by the Ferguson Police Department, shows Michael Brown grabbing a handful of cigarillos and heading toward the exit without paying. As Michael Brown and his companion left the store, someone inside the store called the police. After crossing West Florissant, the two walked east on Canfield in the middle of the street, Mr. Brown directly behind him.
So here's the video. And he just said he grabbed a handful of cigarillos. He didn't rob the store. It wasn't armed robbery. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me calm down. I'm a little upset and emotional. But he didn't have a weapon. He just grabbed the cigarillos. He didn't deserve to die. That's petty theft. So this is the footage.
His companion. As Officer Wilson continued west on Canfield,
Mike Brown.
He encountered Michael Brown and his companion still walking in the middle of the street.
He pushed the owner.
As Wilson slowed or stopped as he reached
He's a big guy.
Mr. Brown. He told them to move to the sidewalk. Words were exchanged and they continued walking down the middle of the street. As they passed, Wilson observed that Michael Brown had cigarillos in his hand and was wearing a red hat and yellow socks. At approximately 12:02 p.m., Wilson radioed that he had two individuals on Canfield and needed assistance. Officer Wilson backed his vehicle at an angle, blocking their path and blocking the flow of traffic in both directions. Several cars approached from both east and west but were unable to pass the police vehicle. An altercation took place at the car with Officer Wilson seated inside the vehicle and Mr. Brown standing at the driver's window. During the altercation, 2 shots were fired by Officer Wilson while still inside the vehicle. Mr. Brown ran east on Canfield and Officer Wilson gave chase. Near the corner of Canfield and Copper Creek, Mr. Brown stopped and turned back towards Officer Wilson. Officer Wilson also stopped. As Michael Brown moved toward Officer Wilson, several more shots were fired by the officer and Michael Brown was fatally wounded. Within seconds, of the final shot, the assist car arrived. Less than 90 seconds passed between Officer Wilson's first contact with Michael Brown and his companion and the arrival of that assist car.
So he said within seconds, the assist car arrived. So why didn't he wait until the assist car arrived if he felt like that he needed backup? Why did he shoot this kid from the inside of his car, then get out the car, proceed to keep firing, saw the kids running, continue to fire? There was no bullets in his back. So that's proof that he did turn around. Now, what he got off on is he said that Mike Brown was charging at him, running towards him. Nah. Guess what? Run back. Get back in your car. Get back in your car.
I think it was planned.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing, that for some reason Ferguson was selected to create this whole Black Lives Matters fiasco, and they didn't care. The Democrats or whoever, the politicians, did not care that poor Black people, their lives would be the expense of this distraction because it was coming up on the election. It's so much that we can say. It's so many different angles. All I know is 6 people that we know of died during Ferguson. That we know of. It's other people that died, right? Didn't get no news time. Deandre Joshua, he barely got any news coverage at all. Barely. But let's get back into it. It's interesting. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
During the investigation, many eyewitnesses were interviewed by various media outlets. Several others chose not to talk to the media, but contacted law enforcement directly. Witnesses were interviewed by local and federal law enforcement, sometimes together, sometimes separately, but all statements were provided to the other party. All previous statements of witnesses who testified before the grand jury were also presented to the grand jury, whether they were media interviews or whether they were interviews by the FBI or by the county police department. The statements of all witnesses, civilian, law enforcement, and experts, were challenged, of course, by other law enforcement, by the prosecutors, and by the grand jurors themselves. A common and highly effective method of challenging a statement is to compare it to the previous statements of the witness for consistency and to compare it with the physical evidence. Physical evidence does not change because of public pressure or personal agenda. Physical evidence does not look away as events unfold, nor does it block out or add to memory.
But while the world watched the fires, something else was happening in the shadows, something the cameras never stayed long enough to see. 20-year-old Deandre Joshua wasn't protesting. He wasn't marching or confronting police. He had just gotten off work from his job at Walmart. A young man with a twin brother, a mother who adored him, and dreams of becoming a rapper one day. But before sunrise, his mother recognized his burned-out car on the morning news, a nightmare no parent should ever endure. On November 25, 2014, just hours after the protests exploded, police responded to a call on Glen Owen Drive, less than a mile from Canfield Green. There, inside a parked 2004 Pontiac, they found Deandre's body. The initial details were limited, but what little they said was devastating. He had been shot once in the head. Someone then attempted to set his body on fire. Investigators said that an accelerant appeared to have been poured inside the vehicle, but the fire had burned out before it could engulf the entire car. Deandre's legs, arms, and hands showed significant burns. Based on early findings, detectives believed he had been in the vehicle for several hours before connection to the riots that erupted the night before. Photographs from the scene showed a white sedan with one of its windows shattered, surrounded by police tape. The quiet of the crime scene stood in sharp contrast to the chaos that had consumed Ferguson only hours earlier. Neighbors stood outside, confused and shaken, wondering how yet another tragedy had unfolded in the same community already suffocating under grief. A neighbor named Richard Taylor later told reporters that the night before the body was found, he witnessed something frightening outside his apartment. He claimed he saw 4 individuals carrying guns, arguing loudly about looting, and even saying they wanted to kill someone. Disturbed by what he heard, Taylor said he called the police, but with officers overwhelmed across Ferguson, no one ever arrived.
Did you guys hear that? So Mr. Taylor heard four guys outside talking about murdering someone. I wish I knew more about the 4 guys he was talking about. What color they were. What were they wearing? Stuff like that. Because this was crucial. He called and reported that it was 4 guys outside talking about how they want to murder someone. He calls the police and the police didn't show up. And the police didn't care. All of this is just weird to me. Weird behavior, sloppy work, and straight up BS. Straight up BS. Why didn't the police show up? I understand that it was protesting going on and stuff like that. But you have someone calling you, telling you, hey, there's 4 guys out here and they're talking about that they're going to murder someone. You would think they would show up. No, they didn't show up because it was in the predominantly black neighborhood. They didn't give a crap. I said what I said. They didn't care. And they still don't care today.
Whether those people had any connection to Deandre's death remains unknown, but the timing and the violence of that night cast a long shadow over the investigation. Police said they interviewed several of Deandre's family members and at least one friend who had been with him earlier in the evening. But after these initial steps, the case went silent. No suspects were identified. No arrests were made. No clear motive was shared with the public. The investigation stalled almost immediately, leaving the community with more questions than answers. For many in Ferguson, nothing about Deandre's murder felt random. It felt calculated. It felt like someone wanted to send a message. A single bullet to the head and a fire intentionally set. Those are not the trademarks of chaos. They are the signs of control, precision, intent. And in the years that followed, as other men connected to the Ferguson movement died under suspicious circumstances, that pattern became impossible to ignore. This sequence of deaths would later be called the Ferguson Six, a cold, haunting list of young black men whose stories were never fully explained. But after 2025, the list would grow again, becoming the Ferguson Seven. Each case had different circumstances, but they shared a tragic common thread: unanswered questions, devastated families, and a city haunted by silence. The timeline began with Deandre Joshua in November 2014. He was shot once in the head with his body partially burned. The case remains unsolved. Then came Sean Grady. In January 2015, he was found in a burned vehicle in Jennings. This case is also still unsolved. In February 2016, activist Marshawn McCarroll was found dead at the Ohio State House, ruled a suicide but disputed by his family. He made a Facebook post about being stalked, threatened, and harassed. In September 2016, activist Darren Seals, one of the loudest voices demanding answers about Deandre's murder, was found inside his Jeep, shot and burned in a strikingly similar manner. His death also remains unsolved. The following year, in May 2017, protester Edward Crawford was found shot in his car. Police labeled it a suicide, but his family vehemently disagreed. He was riding with 2 witnesses who stated he shot himself, but we know that witnesses can be paid off. In October 2018, 24-year-old Deandre Jones, the son of Ferguson organizer Melissa McKinney's, was found hanging in his backyard. Police called it a suicide. The family and community rejected that explanation, pointing to multiple inconsistencies. And then years later, the tragedy deepened once more. In September 2025, nearly 11 years after Michael Brown's death, the young man who stood beside him, witness, survivor, and symbol of truth, was killed. 33-year-old Dorian Johnson was shot in Ferguson. Police said it was an officer involved. A suspect was detained, then released. Details were scarce, and for many the silence felt familiar. For years, a rumor circulated online that 2 of Dorian's friends had been murdered after the protests, but the truth was different. Only one friend, Deandre Joshua, had been killed. The rumor was wrong, but the fear behind it was painfully real. Because in the end, it wasn't another friend who died, it was Dorian himself. As Deandre's story resurfaced in the aftermath of Dorian's death, the community reflected on the night that changed everything. The questions surrounding Deandre's murder remain as heavy as the day it happened. Why was he killed? Who pulled the trigger? Who tried to burn his body? Why was there no meaningful follow-up? The case sits frozen in time, suspended between silence, speculation, and fear. Similar to the Darren Seals Jr. case, eerily similar. Some believe Deandre witnessed something on the night Ferguson erupted, something that made him a target. Others believe he was mistaken for someone else. Some point to local conflicts or individuals he may have known. Activists like Darren Seals believe Deandre's death was a deliberate act, a warning embedded in violence. None of these theories have been confirmed, but none have been disproven either. Today, Deandre Joshua's case remains unsolved. His mother and family still pray for answers. The community still speaks his name. And this documentary stands as a witness to his truth, a truth that was never meant to burn away. Justice delayed is justice denied, and in Deandre's case, justice has not yet arrived.
There's a theory rising out of St. Louis, and it's one the streets haven't stopped whispering about. For years, the deaths of Deandre Joshua and Darren Seals have haunted Ferguson like unfinished sentences. 2 young men, both shot, both found inside burning cars, both silenced before they could speak their truth. And then in 2021, another name surfaced, Perez Reed, a man accused of multiple murders across St. Louis and Kansas City, a man arrested with the very weapon tied to several shootings, a man whose alleged crimes mirror patterns this community has seen before. So tonight we dive into what many call the Perez Reed theory, the possibility that the violence of 2014 and 2016 may not have been random, that the same darkness walking Missouri streets in 2021 may have walked them long before. This isn't confirmation, this isn't accusation, but it is a question that deserves to be asked. Could there be a connection? And if so, why has no one ever said it out loud? Let's talk about it.
Can I ask you?
Okay, so Perez Reed is one sick individual. He is one sick individual. He, oh my God, killed multiple people. And he was friends with Deandre Joshua and friends with Dante Joshua, the twin brothers. What we're about to listen to now is an interview that Dante Joshua gave to the After the Uprising podcast, which is one hell of a podcast. I really love how they investigate and they just really get down to the bottom of things. So we're about to listen to a little bit of Dante speaking to the podcast. And in his heart, he believed that Perez Reed could have been the one who powwowed or got done away with his brother. And as you learn of his background, yes, but I personally think that it's deeper than that. Now, could it have been that he was sought out by higher ups to commit the act? Yes. We don't know because the police is not doing anything. The police department in Ferguson and St. Louis County are not trying to solve the case. And I'm going to say it, allegedly, that they are involved in the cover-ups of all these unsolved murders in Ferguson and in St. Louis County, right on down to Danye Jones. So let's keep listening. I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know why I said allegedly. It's my opinion, right? I should just say what I feel, right? But it is my opinion. I'm gonna respectfully say allegedly. Don't know why. just going to do it that way because I don't know facts. I don't know what the facts are. Nobody knows what the facts are because they covered it up. And you can barely find anything out here regarding this young man's murder. It
The
has
fact
not
that
been
they
touched.
lost, what was the young man's name? They lost his some type of
Darren
medic.
Seals? Oh,
Yeah.
John J. Jones. They didn't lose it. They destroyed it on purpose.
No, the one before.
Darren Seals?
Yeah, it was Darren Seals.
You mean the evidence that they left in the parking lot on purpose to get tampered with? Yeah. I don't understand why the whole police department hasn't been charged. They know it was a scandal that went throughout that police department with a fake DOJ, Department of Justice investigation, saying that the police department was racist, and they found numerous racist email. We know that. We know they're racist. They're killing us. So we know they're racist. We didn't need an investigation for them to tell us that. It's evident that they're racist. What are you going to do about it?
But there's racists in every job sector. So
It is.
it's not just, you know what I'm saying? So that's a tricky one too.
It's a tricky one. Let's get back to it.
If the person's facing charges on 6 murders, then what is the harm in throwing the name out there?
I mean, it was Perez Reed. That was our friend. They used to shoot dice a lot all the time.
What you're looking at is the aftermath of the grand jury deciding not to indict Officer.
29-year-old Darren Seals was murdered before his killer set his car on fire.
Once they put out the flames, they discovered Seals' body inside with a gunshot wound.
They pointed guns on me and my 14-year-old little brother, it's Ferguson PD. Grabbed me by my heart, slammed me out the car. He said you might want to pick your enemies better.
This is After the Uprising, Season 2, The Murder of Darren Seals.
Authorities in Missouri say they may have a serial killer in custody.
There is a serial killer walking among us.
A suspected serial killer charged with murders in the St. Louis area.
New charges against suspected serial killer Perez Reed.
The FBI has arrested a man suspected in multiple homicides in St. Louis City and County. Authorities say 25-year-old Perez Reed is now behind bars. Authorities say he is believed to be responsible for 6 murders and several shootings around St. Louis and Kansas City.
If it was Perez Reed, do you have any reason why he would have wanted to kill your brother?
That was our producer, John Duffy, asking Dante Joshua why he suspects that Perez Reed is the person who killed his twin brother, Deandre. We are asking Dante about this because when his brother Deandre was killed in 2014, he was shot in the back of the head, and the car he was in was set on fire. Because the method of execution was pretty much identical to the method used in the murder of Darren Seals, we thought it was worth comparing notes on the cases. We were surprised first that Dante had a name to give us regarding who he thought had killed his brother. And we were even more surprised when that name was Perez Reed, who was 25 years old when he was arrested in late 2021 on the suspicion that he'd committed 6 murders, with another murder added to that list the following year. Dante explained to us that he and his brother had been good friends with Perez.
Look, this is how it goes. Like, Perez, we knew him personally. We used to be with him every day. So, like, when he get attitudes, he used to turn into somebody you would not think he was when he got mad. Prior to that, he beat another one of our friends. He lost his money in a dice game, and he beat him with a skillet in his house, locked him in his house and beat him with a skillet once he lost. So I know the type of things he did, like how mad he can get. I done watched them gamble with each other, and to the point where they were gambling each other clothes off their back. I don't know when nobody would try to kill, but I do know that Deandre had shot dice with him earlier that day, and everybody in the apartments lost their money to him. So There could have been a reason. And tell
Did you always suspect him?
My cousin did, but I thought it was like our friends. So I'm like, he wouldn't do that. Then after he started getting accused for it, he started checking himself to his psych ward, tried to kill his cousin. So I was just putting the piece to the puzzle. And now that he killed that 16-year-old on Glen Orange, he killed Deandre on Glen Orange.
16-year-old that Dante mentioned, who was killed in the same location as his.
He said that Reed Perez killed a 16-year-old on the same street that his brother, Deandre Joshua, was murdered. And I want to show you something real quick, because not only does he believe that Deandre, that the police, that Perez Reed killed, hold on a second, his brother, but there's another person that was very close to Darren Seals that was very active in the activist community in the Ferguson riots, well, not riots, protests, who also does not believe that Darren Seals was killed by the Ferguson Police Department. This is his good friend, Nyota Uhura. And let's just take a look and read what she said. She said, amending this for clarity, this is in response to a narrative that is shaping that Darren, meaning Darren Seals, was killed by Ferguson Police Department. I do not believe Darren Seals was killed by the Ferguson police. He was found in Riverview, not even close, several municipalities away. I do not believe he was killed by police because they have a license to kill. They don't have to go through such extremes. They killed Michael Brown in broad daylight. Facts. Killed Eric Garner with an illegal chokehold in broad daylight. Facts. George Floyd. Facts. Philando Castro's death was captured on Facebook Live. Facts. I saw it. Horrific. Police kill us every day and walk away. We already live in fear. The system is already behind them. My logic is, if police wanted to send a message, what better way than to kill him than walk? And by the same, what logic better way to throw everyone off than to basically create a copycat to the previous murders? Very interesting, right? That's a very interesting concept and outlook. It makes you think. And she also went to say the truth is we don't know. Facts. That's why I focus on what we do know. The things he was talking about, exposing and calling people out on days before he was killed. I believe that she believes, which I also believe as well, that the BLM movement, allegedly, the Black Lives Matter movement, is the one that took out Darren Seals. And could they be the one, since I'm thinking they came down there to capitalize off of the Michael Brown movement, wouldn't they also, in the whole strategic plan, create a copycat, maybe hire Perez Reed or whatever, pay him off to do these copycat murders, to throw everyone off? We never know. But we need to know. Everybody needs to be outraged. We need to know the truth.
You want to know what I think?
What's up?
I think she got paid.
You think that she got paid?
Yeah, because who told her to compare and contrast that people get killed by the police? We know that already.
I don't. This is the reason why.
What's the point of this post?
The point of this post is that the way things are. I'm sorry?
Who told her to post this?
She was very close friends with Darren Seals. So Darren Seals is the one.
Okay, but she said she doesn't think the police killed him. So then who she think killed him then?
Copycat killer, she said, according to her post. No. She's on to something. I thought about that too. It makes sense. Now, I'm going to go a step farther and say, could the higher ups in the police could have paid someone off to create it's deeper than the surface is basically what she's saying. And it makes sense to me. It's deeper than what we're seeing. It's easy to get a police officer to kill a black person. You know why? Just like what she said, they get off. They get off. They don't get indicted. That's easy. But who is up there giving the orders? Who's creating the narratives? In my opinion. And she's still talking about it today. I mean, she's been threatened. She still has her Facebook up. She's still fighting for the cause. She's still very active.
What is she? Is this a new post? This is a new post?
This is not a new post. This is made right after Darren Seals got murdered.
So what's she talking about now?
We can go to her Facebook and look it up, but she's still talking about these things. She's still talking about these things. I don't know. I believe her. I do. They were exposing Black Lives Matter. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When the Black Lives Matter movement came out, I was totally against that music movement. I did not feel right. It was something about it that just was off. And when Darren Seals and Nyota, I believe that we saw a clip of her interview on the last video, on Darren Seals' video. Yeah, she was the one speaking to the African News Network about exposing Black Lives Matter, about them mishandling funds. And if you listen to the videos of Darren Seals that are also out there, he's exposing them. He's talking about how they are, all of them are LGBT, in the letter community, which I don't have anything against, the letter community, but they're taking money, they're buying mansions, they're financing their trips and things like that. And she was exposing them as well. So I do believe that's who took him out. I do. I believe that Black Lives Matter. I think we need to do the video on them so that you can understand why I believe that and why people are saying that. So we'll do a video. We'll learn about the whole movement just to learn about what they was talking about. They have tax records and everything. They really exposed this group. And this group that is still active today under all type of scrutiny and investigations today for mishandling money today really did hijack the Ferguson movement. It started out in Ferguson. It started out, they had their own correlations and all that. We saw that in the last video, Darren Seals. They talked about it. And then the Black Lives Matter came. And they connected to Jay-Z, connected to Beyonce, connected to Obama, Hillary Clinton. You're not in America, so I don't think that you really paid attention to how they just came in and swooped in and just took all the eyes off of the Michael Brown killing and all the things that were happening with police brutality, and made it about this fake movement just to cap and raise. They made, I wasn't either. They made $90,000 in 1 year, and they never gave Ferguson or St. Louis County 1 cent.
How they make?
Off donations. And then they was buying mansions. They was financing them houses, financing them apartments, all of that. Going overseas for lavish trips, all of that. Ferguson did not receive not 1 penny. Nothing. So yeah, it's deep. It's up there, like connected to the Obamas, Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, political, all that. So that's why I believe that she's on to something when she posted that. That was years ago. That was like days after Darren Brown. I unfortunately I disagree that this young lady received anything. But money trail, yes, and that's why Darren Seals had to pass away, had to be taken out, because he was exposing, and him and Nyota Uror had got a hold of some documentation and was about to blow everything up, and then all of a sudden he got murked out the blue. So I don't believe that she got paid off. I don't.
Where's the documentation?
I haven't, like I said, we have to do a video about Black Lives Matter. I haven't even got there yet. Right now I'm talking about I'm talking about the victims that were taken out during
Yeah.
Ferguson. So we can do a video. And somebody told me to leave it alone. Somebody actually warned me, Leah, you don't want to get into that
Who said
because
that?
it's one of my friends did. And I said, I'm not scared. So I'm going to keep talking about it. So, and I will. I'm not scared. And so we will do a video about Black Lives Matter. Okay?
Yeah,
All right,
ain't
guys.
nothing to fear.
I didn't hear you.
So there ain't nothing to fear but God.
I don't fear them at all. Nope. But I do believe that they will take you out. Even Darren Seal said that. I do believe that. All right, let's go.
If it's one thing for sure, we all gonna die. So you might as well live your life.
Oh yeah, that's facts. We can't escape it. Wait a minute. Auntie's sharing the wrong thing. Lord Jesus. Let me share the right screen, y'all. Hold on. All right, move and share the right screen. Stop screen share and share. All right, back into it. Let's go.
The day before he allegedly shot and killed Marnay Haynes, Perez allegedly shot a man who was waiting for a bus on Chambers Road in St. Louis County. That man survived but is now permanently disabled. 4 days after shooting the unnamed man at the bus stop, Perez allegedly shot an unnamed woman in the face on West Florissant Avenue in St. Louis. She was able to make it to a nearby gas station to ask for help, and she survived. Only 1 hour later and a half-mile away, at 11:45 p.m., Perez allegedly shot Pamela Abercrombie in the head. Police found her bleeding out in the street, and she died of her wound at the hospital.
A memorial for Pam Abercrombie on West Florissant shows the passage of time, weeks since the flowers went up here, at the same spot where she was shot on September 16th.
On September 19th, 3 days after the shooting of Pamela Abercrombie, the body of Carrie Ross was found in a vacant lot. Gunshots had been reported in the area the night
Perez
before,
Reed.
but officers responding didn't find the victim at the time. The .40 caliber shells found at the scene matched those found at the scenes of the previous victims. 1 week later, Ferguson police found the body of Lester Robinson. He had been fatally shot in the head. After this spree, Perez seems to have quieted down for a month. At the end of October, he took an Amtrak train from St. Louis to Kansas City, Kansas. Based on communications police later found, Perez was going to Kansas City ostensibly to meet a woman named Radaja Denaya Farrow, to buy drugs from her. She lived in a high-rise building, and it was in that building where Perez allegedly killed his 3 final victims. Radaja herself was one of them, along with neighbors Damon Washington Irvin and Stephen Johnson. The 16-year-old that Dante mentioned, who was killed in the same location as his brother Deandre, was Marnay Haynes. She's referred to here in this news report.
The youngest victim, 16-year-old Marnay Haynes.
She was so bubbly every day. She would like to rap. She would like to listen to music all the time. Every single day, she would smile.
The day before he allegedly shot and killed Marnay Haynes, Perez allegedly shot a man who was waiting for a bus on Chambers Road in St. Louis County. That man survived but is now permanently disabled. 4 days after shooting the unnamed man at the bus stop, Perez allegedly shot an unnamed woman in the face on West Florissant Avenue in St. Louis. She was able to make it to a nearby gas station to ask for help, and she survived. Only 1 hour later and a half-mile away, at 11:45 p.m., Perez allegedly shot Pamela Abercrombie in the head. Police found her bleeding out in the street, and she died of her wound at the hospital.
A memorial for Pam Abercrombie on West Florissant shows the passage of time, weeks since the flowers went up here, at the same spot where she was shot on September 16th.
On September 19th, 3 days after the shooting of Pamela Abercrombie, the body of Carrie Ross was found in a vacant lot. Gunshots had been reported in the area the night before, but officers responding didn't find the victim at the time. The .40 caliber shells found at the scene matched those found at the scenes of the previous victims. 1 week later, Ferguson police found the body of Lester Robinson. He had been fatally shot in the head. After this spree, Perez seems to have quieted down for a month. At the end of
Okay, so real quick, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but shout out to Barbara J for blessing Auntie with a $20 cash, I don't know, a CA, but a super chat. I am so thankful. Thank you so much. Super chats and memberships allows me and Jay to continue on.
Salute. That's
Salute,
Canadian.
salute.
That's a Canadian $20 right there.
Okay, so thank you so much, Barbara Jack. I got to put you on the Wall of Fame after the live. That's what everybody gets on the Wall of Fame when they super chat or join as a member. So we appreciate you. We love you. Anything that you guys can give, we appreciate it because it does help us continue to put out quality content. It helps us pay for the tools that we need each month to make the videos. Right, Jay? Absolutely. So thank you so much, dear. We appreciate you. Hey, Kat, welcome. Thank you for coming. Let's get back into the video, guys. This is just crazy work.
October, he took an Amtrak train from St. Louis to Kansas City, Kansas. Based on communications police later found, Perez was going to Kansas City ostensibly to meet a woman named Radoja to buy drugs from her. She lived in a high-rise building, and it was in that building where Perez allegedly killed his 3 final victims. Radoja herself was one of them, along with neighbors Damon Washington Irvin and Stephen Johnson.
Are you going to let her know that we're here? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, sir. Hi, Miss Sherry.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Are you Miss Sherry?
No, you looking for Sherry?
Miss Sherry, yes.
Mama.
Thank
you. To better understand who Perez was,
Can't do it without you guys.
House. She had been his legal guardian.
My name is Maria, and this is Ray. And are you Miss Sherry? Hi, Miss Sherry. We are coming to your house unannounced, but we wanted to introduce ourselves. My name is Maria, and this is Ray. And Ray is doing some background information about Perez, and he wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if that's possible.
About who?
Perez.
Yeah, we don't have no comment.
Okay, so everything that's in the paper, we just stick to what's in the paper?
Whatever they say.
Okay.
We didn't comment to that, so.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Are you able to tell us where he was living around 2014? Do you know
I have no idea.
Anyone else we should try to talk to just
He
find
don't
out
have
a little
anybody else to talk to.
So this right here is the After the Uprising podcast attempting to talk to the aunt of Perez Reed, the one that Deandre Joshua's twin brother, believes may have taken, you can say definitely, this is a theory that he believes, may have taken out Deandre Joshua. And these people are shutting them down, not willing to talk about it. So it's crazy work. Let's get back to it.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Have a good day.
Since his aunt was unwilling to speak with us, we went to Sam's Meat Market, a small business in Ferguson where we heard Perez previously worked. It was a long shot, but we figured it was worth checking into.
Hello.
That's the actual meat market.
Oh. Is there anybody who has worked here since 2013? Okay. So there's not a person who's been working here since 2013?
The man working up front was unable to help us, so we went to the kitchen at the back of the building where a couple of men were cleaning up.
Can I ask, how long have you been working here? Yeah. Oh, 3 years? Were you ever here when a guy named Perez Reed would come in? No. He was arrested late last year, like multiple murders, and said he worked here at one point, doing a little podcast. Did it?
It turns out one of the employees who was working did remember Perez.
They always have that tattoo.
You remember him yourself. So he just did like a side hustle, a side gig.
Yeah, he was just kind of come over here and take off the train and some sweet meats possible and probably the math or something. Yeah. Sorry, one more thing, just then leave you alone. But if we wanted to try to get to know more about him and who he was and what he was all about, is there anybody we should try to talk to? Anyone he hung out with? I might talk to him. Talk to who? Yeah,
As luck would have it, the employee told us that if we wanted to talk directly to Perez's cousin, Caden, we could, because he was standing right outside.
Yeah, we're just trying to better understand what happened there, really. We're just kind of trying to get to know people who knew him and try to figure out why he went off in 2021.
Well, he's schizophrenic.
Yeah. Only a psychiatrist knows how to deal with that psychological problem.
The second man you're hearing was standing outside the market with Caden. He told us he also knew Perez.
How would you describe it? He just had a temper, and sometimes he just would come into the...
Nah, he was paranoid. He thought everybody was after him, and he was looking at him, following him. All type of
He held it together for all those years, and then all of a sudden in 2021 he goes on that spree.
Now, okay, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I could follow this theory only that Darren Seals was unalived in the same exact manner. He was shot in the head once and burned. His body was burned. Sean Gray, they didn't exactly say how he was murdered, but he also was burned in his car right along. So it's 3 people connected to Ferguson that were set on fire. I never could find a connection between Perez Reed and Darren Seals. I never could find a connection between Sean Gray and Perez Reed. So even though the theory that Dante brought up is probable, we just don't know. We don't know what happened. I want that file so bad. I put in the FIO request. I think that's what you call it. Yeah. Nothing yet. If I get it, Ferguson has not, St. Louis County Police Department in Ferguson Police Department has not been cooperative when I've been requesting the files of these cases. Their excuse is the case is still an ongoing investigation. So these cases are still open. So we can't get the files because they're still open. That right there, it's also telling. So it's been over a decade and it's still open. You have no leads and you can't release any information on these murders. Somebody needs to cough up some information.
Frank, and I can tell you, only a psychiatrist can deal with that. None of us can.
Then he'd come here mostly to hang out or mostly to work?
No, he was just sleeping a lot.
Who are some of his friends? Who else should we talk to?
He didn't really have many friends.
Caden said Perez didn't have many friends, but he did have a lawyer. So we called him to see if maybe we could arrange to speak with Perez himself.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to reach David Bruns.
Wait a minute. You hear that? Perez didn't have many friends. His auntie said, Perez didn't have anybody else. I have no comment. Just believe what the media says. But he has a lawyer?
Yeah, a lawyer. Right.
He didn't say a public defender, right? She said he has a lawyer. Where did he get the money to get the lawyer? Where did he get the money to get the lawyer? You will find out in this video that in addition to that, he should have been in jail for arson. But the same prosecutor that refused to bring charges against Darren Wilson himself failed to bring charges for arson against Perez Reed. Why? Could he been in one of those interview rooms and they gave him a proposition? What I'm saying is not far-fetched.
I was thinking that.
Right? if you do this for us, we won't bring arson charges against you. Because why wasn't he in jail for 15 to 20 years for arson? Those charges got dropped, and that's coming up. I'm jumping ahead of the video because the prosecutor failed to charge the case. Follow through with charges. Why? My God. Goes deep. That's what I'm talking about, Jay. It goes deep. And we can only scratch the surface because we can't get no records. And I work full-time jobs, so I can't take a trip.
You know that's money right there if you can't get the record.
Right.
Yeah, this is David.
Hey, David. I'm a reporter and a podcast.
I can't take a trip
I guess
yet.
I wanted to get in touch to see if we might make a request of Perez for an interview.
Wait.
You can always go there in the mine.
Who is this?
My name's Ray Novoselsky. I do a podcast called After the Uprising, and there are elements that seem to connect with the story of Perez Reed. So I was just calling to see if I might request an interview with him if he were inclined. I know there are things he can't say, but there might be things he wants to say.
Right. No, it's not. No, I'm not going to give any comment on Perez Reed.
Are you still representing him?
I absolutely am.
Okay. Would he consider an interview, or could such a request be passed?
No.
Okay. Well, that's pretty clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Perez's attorney was not interested in commenting, and he was absolutely not willing to pass on our request for an interview with his client.
Not only that, guys. Not only that. The lawyer cut him off. Auntie cut him off. Believe what the media say. The cousin said that he was schizophrenic. Yet there's no record out there that ever confirmed that he had any mental issues and that he could not stand trial because of any psychological reason. Think about that.
As fate would have it, there were some people who knew Perez who were willing to talk about him, and I just happened to meet them in a rideshare.
Perez used to come to my mom's house all the time. Him and my brother was actually close friends. He was handsome. He was in school. He was doing everything that he was playing football with my brother and everything. He never gave off a serial killer type of vibe. Never. Like when my mama seen the article, she was like, I know that's not Perez that used to be over here. Like, this man used to be in the house. What did he do? He was a serial killer. Nobody expected that to be the outcome. I honestly think Perez got the most type of drugs that messed up his mind, because I was always my brother was always his big bro. So I'm not understanding. He was a cool dude. How old is he? About 27? Perez is about 27 now. After they got out of school, we didn't hear from Perez after that. I don't know what happened to him. I do believe he experienced something traumatic in his life which caused him to slip off his humanity.
He never had like a stable home. That was part of it.
Never had a stable home.
A suspected serial killer charged with murders in the St. Louis area was accused of arson 5 years ago. But despite facing prosecution, the case against Perez Reed was dropped. Thank you for being with us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Reed is charged with 4 homicides in the St. Louis area, and 2 more murder cases are pending against him in Kansas City, Kansas. While his criminal history is relatively unremarkable, the I-Team is learning more about an arson case that could have put him in prison and why it got dismissed. Here's Christine Byers.
All signs of a fire that happened here 5 years ago are gone. The siding is new, so is the garage door. It was a different story in August of 2016 when Ferguson police say Perez Reed set this attached garage on fire, even though 4 members of his family were inside the home. A police report obtained by the I-Team says Reed's father, aunt, cousin, and grandmother were huddled together and visibly shaking when officers arrived, and that they were willing to prosecute the 20-year-old. Back then, Bob McCullough, St. Louis County's prosecutor, charged Reed with first-degree arson. A judge dismissed the case in 2019 for failure to prosecute.
Guys hear that?
A spokesman for McCullough's successor, Wesley Bell, told the I-Team Reed's cousin and grandmother refused to cooperate despite repeated attempts by prosecutors.
So This is the same prosecutor that failed to indict Darren Wilson, the police officer that gunned down Michael Brown. The case was dropped because of failure to prosecute. Who all was paid off? To me, this is a lineup. Now, I got my Jaguar Wright thinking cap on. I can't really, break it all down and think like Jag because she goes deep. But I'm looking at all this like, who is the puppet master? Who's calling the shots? Because you're going to get it's case prosecuted today where girlfriends, the victims, refuse to testify and the prosecutor still files the charges and still prosecutes the case against their will. What was different in this case? A whole arson. That he could have been in jail for 15 years during these murders, but the charges was dropped. And they're saying, because the witnesses refused to cooperate. No, because you can go off their initial reports or testimonies. Come on. We see it every day. Who is the one pulling the strings in this whole Ferguson fiasco? Is my question. Let's get back to it.
And investigators. Washington University law professor Peter Joyce says prosecutors have options when it comes to reluctant witnesses.
If the person doesn't show up to court, then they could ask the court to basically either hold the person in contempt for failing or to send out a deputy to pick up the person.
Joyce says just because prosecutors can push doesn't mean they should.
When you know that a person is adamant about not wanting to cooperate, I think a prosecutor has to think long and hard about using these coercive measures, especially if they're not going to produce anything.
Prosecutors say they did all they could to move the case forward.
From my knowledge, that was witnesses who were not willing to testify, family members who were not willing to cooperate is not surprising.
Had Reed been convicted of the arson, he could have been sentenced to between 5 and 15 years in prison. The murders he's accused of committing happened in September and October of this year. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
We learned more about Reed from the police report, and you can read those details in Christine's full report at KSTK.com.
So with me and my nigga ride, goddamn me, got me and my nigga on the side of me, goddamn me. Yeah, we just chilling. I'm at the gig on break type shit, smoking on the black, listening to that Lil Dirt. Got some, bro, what's up, man? What you been on, man? Oh yeah, me too, man. I'm trying to get up there like you, my nigga. What's up with it though, partner? My nigga, it's been my nigga since day one. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. For the motherfucker that think I'm stupid, think I'm crazy, insane, think I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to my motherfucking homeboy, nigga, like I said.
You there, Auntie?
Homeboy, like I said.
Before we close this chapter, I want to make one point absolutely clear for everyone watching. Although his name has been mentioned in conversations and internet speculation, Perez Reed was never charged, never arrested, and never officially tied to the murder of Deandre Dre Joshua. There is no public record, no police statement, and no prosecutorial action connecting Reed to this case. His name surfaced only through rumor, not evidence, and the truth must always stand above assumption. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us with the same unanswered questions that began on November 25th, 2014. Over the years, several theories have circulated through the community, each one reflecting the pain, fear, and confusion of that night. Some believe Deandre witnessed something during the unrest, something someone didn't want him to speak about. Others believe he was mistaken for another person or another vehicle. There are theories involving street conflicts and theories shared by activists like Darren Seals, who believe Deandre's murder was a deliberate warning, not a coincidence. And to this day, none of these theories have been confirmed or disproven. They exist because silence leaves space for speculation, and injustice leaves wounds that never quite close. As we end this documentary, I want to thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for listening with empathy, for thinking critically, and for caring about a young man whose name didn't make national headlines the way it should have. Your presence here means that Deandre Joshua is not forgotten. It means that the truth still matters. And it means that justice, even delayed, is still worth fighting for. This story is heavy, but we do not end in sorrow. We end in remembrance. We end in power. We end in celebration of a life that deserves so much more. And that is why, before we leave, I want to take you into a songography dedicated to Dr. A tribute, a
Wait a
rhythm,
minute.
a heartbeat, a reminder that even...
Yeah, did y'all catch that? You see, AI is nefarious. Now, you know his name is not Doctor. His name is Dre. Now, why did you drop the E, Leah? She done called this leading to a songography about Doctor. Doctor who, Leah? Dr. Dre? No, this Dre. Just Dre. Sick of AI. AI is just totally nefarious. But I love Auntie Leah's avatar. She has blessed us so many ways. But Auntie Leah, get it together. I already got a I get it, y'all. She is demonstrating the same speech impediment I got. I got you. I see it now. My avatar got a speech impediment too.
She's crazy.
Oh my gosh, she got a speech impediment too. I see you, Auntie Leah. I see you. But she meant Dre. But forgive her. She just like me, you know. Oh my God.
Her speech.
Whole speech impediment. Okay, I see you.
Even when the world tries to silence someone, art can still speak their name. So stay right here with me. Take a breath. Hold his name in your heart. And as the music begins, let this songography be our way of saying, Dre lives on, Dre is remembered, and Dre will never be erased.
But the truth stayed inside. Mama cried out, said his name with a pain. But the city turned his back, let his story wash down the drain. He wasn't in the protest, wasn't holding no sign. Just a young black king trying to walk a straight line. Now his name in the streets like a ghost in the wind. And the same way he died came back again and again.
Ashes don't lie, truth don't die. Say his name and watch the flames rise high. Ashes don't lie, justice don't hide.
Deandre Joshua, he's still alive. They said rumors in the hood, said he seen too much. Said a shadow in the smoke, hit him with that touch. Said mistaken identity, wrong car, wrong night. But the pattern hit twice and the math ain't right. Darren tried to warn him, said the streets don't sleep. Said the truth buried shallow in the soil too deep. Then they found him the same, burned up in his Jeep. When the fire talk loud, everybody go weak.
Ashes don't lie, truth don't die.
Truth don't die.
Say his name and watch the flames rise high. Justice don't lie.
Justice don't hide. Deandre Joshua, he's still alive. Joshua, he's still alive. They thought the fire would erase him, but the fire made us remember. And as long as we speak his name, the truth survives the smoke. Oh, we lift up the name of the Auntie Joshua. We lift up his family. We lift up every mother who was buried a child without answer. And every soul taken to a young by of every system that failed him. Cover this community in protection, in clarity, and in courage. And let the ones who know the truth feel the weight of their silence until they speak amen.
Fire won't stop us. Silence won't block us. Justice for Dre.
And every name they try to lock up, say his name. Deandre.
Lock up.
Say his name.
Deandre.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for being here with Jay and I tonight. Again, I want to apologize. I want to apologize for our little hiatus that we had in the last couple of weeks. You know, I had to take my boys to Florida, Panama, Florida.
What
I
you
couldn't really
apologizing for, Auntie?
listen. Let me do what I do. Okay. I apologize because I haven't been live. I haven't been able to put out any content because I was out in Florida. So I love my audience. I love my family. I love Jack Nation. I love Jack Country. I love you, nephew. So I'm just apologizing for not showing up. That's all. And I know I don't need to. Y'all get off my top. That's just who I am. Okay. But meet us tomorrow night at 7:35 p.m. for the long anticipated Heavy D Hip Hop is a Graveyard segment. I'm so excited about it. Also, Jay and I is working on Big L's. Now we have to be very careful with Big L because our queen Jaguar Wright is this. He's near and dear to her heart. You know, she probably won't watch, which I'm okay with that. But his story does deserve to be told. So we are working on that. Jay and I are going to do the best that we can. Like again, I thank you guys. I probably will stop apologizing, but again, that's just a part of who I am, guys. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. But Jay, just keep chastising me, even though I'm the elder. I'm the auntie. That's me. So meet us tomorrow, please, at 7:35 p.m. Thank you, Barbara J, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. And thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. And those of you who can't, we still love you. Thank you for your support. Share the video, like the video. It's so many ways that you can support us to bring revenue to the channel so we can continue to put out this truth and great content for you guys, because we really do work hard, right, Jay? We really do. And it's a lot of programs that the business that we have pays for that hopefully one day we'll start being able to at least cover the expenses, right? So thank you guys so much. Barbara J, you will be on the Hall of Fame for becoming you'll be on it twice for the super chat and become a member. Janine is not here, but she came a member. She became a member 5 days ago. So she's also going to be on the Wall of Fame. Again, thank you guys so much. Guys, keep these people's name alive. This is only the beginning. We're scratching the surface of this issue in Ferguson.
Salute Archangel.
Oh, Archangel, it's my birthday. No, it ain't, but hey, I feel like it's my birthday.
Every day your
Go,
birthday.
go, Mike, go, Archangel, go, Auntie. Let's get it. Thank you so much, Archangel Michael. Thank you for being my mod. Thank you for always showing up. And thank you so much for the super chat. I think I reached my goal. I set a goal. And I think it was like $20, I think. So we've exceeded the goal. Guys, thank you so much. And just remember, it can be a 99-cent super chat or super sticker. It tells YouTube that hey,
And
Auntie
great.
Leah's channel is desired. We're going to push her stuff out there, even though we don't like what she's talking about. We have no choice because we want to make money. So they'll push the lives, if, we get recognition and shares and likes and all that good stuff. So we thank y'all. Meet us back tomorrow. Jay, I need to move the live back because, he was fussing at his own auntie tonight, talking about, Auntie, what about 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock? What happened to that? What are we doing 7:30 for? I'm old. I turned 51 last month. Let's be realistic. Auntie old. Auntie old. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Auntie old. Leave me alone. But I will. You want me to move it to 8 o'clock?
Nah, we can do 7:30.
We're doing 7:35. I'm gonna give you extra 5 minutes to eat your cheese sticks, your wings, and your little spring rolls. See us tomorrow.
Earlier.
We're hopefully we'll have another video on Sunday. We're working on that. We have the script and we have the visuals. We just waiting on the magician, the cooker, Jay Mizak, to throw the video together.
We have the visuals. We just be creating.
Now Jay he's just bougie with the videos, guys. Let me tell you something about nephew. Nephew had the nerve to tell me, I'm not using no duplicate stock video that I used on the last video, not under my name. So guess what Auntie got to do? Guess what I got to do? I got to go find some more stock video because he too bougie to use something he already used.
We can
create, even though it's just a New York aerial photo gliding over Harlem because we used it in who was it? Jam Master Jay video. Jay with his bougie behind don't want to use it again. This is the shit I deal with. Bouginess. Sick of it. Okay. Love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and love. And as always, Jag Nation, Jag Country. And we're not ready to bend to no black T sector bullcrap. We stand on truth. We stand on things that need to be told and talked about. We're standing on topics with substance. So, if you guys can contribute, that helps because YouTube ain't paying me hardly nothing, which is okay. That's just for now. In about 2 or 3 months, YouTube gonna change its mind because the Almighty, the Most High God, He gonna make them. Mark my words. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Yes.
Peace and love. See y'all tomorrow night.
Please.